This week on Supercars Talk, Cam Waters not only becomes the king of Winton by beating Shane van Gisbergen on track, he also shows him up in the burnout competition. The big news this week. Subway will be staying on Gary Jacobson's car for the remainder of the year. Not only that though, big news for Premier Racing, they've got a team manager. Matt Cook has joined from 888. He has been running their Super 2 team, but I suppose a bit like Couchy, that glass ceiling there at 888 because they've got so many good people, very top heavy management there, hard to move up, got to look elsewhere to move up. This time though, unlike Couchy, I think this one was done with the Dane's blessings because no gardening leave on this one. So probably a little bit of difference there being a customer of 888 rather than a competitor of 888. Jaden O'Jada's paint job. Just take the standard Walkinshaw kind of paint job at the moment and put a sticker on the side. Don't worry about incorporating it at all. It does appear though they were all Walkinshaw kind of sponsors there. So what they do in this wildcard just out of the goodness of their hearts. I figured we'd see, obviously the Jayco sponsorship that we're used to with Jaden. That wasn't going to fly there because of conflicting things with Walkinshaw, but expected some kind of Jada sponsor to be on the cars. Didn't look like it. So where's the money coming from? If you know, tell me down in the comments. I would have thought if they had the money to run a wild card that Ojeda, possibly a weird choice, that you would have put in one of the co-drivers. Having said that though, Ojeda did out-qualify Percat in 2 of the 3 races. Didn't outrace him, but the qualifying speed was definitely there. It was a very impressive effort for a wildcard. And for those playing at home, speaking of the wildcards, they were in their own pit lane garage. They didn't have to share with the Blanchards, so the Blanchards are, just the way they like it. They had their own garage to themselves. Now, for the racing over the weekend, I'm going to do the talking points thing again rather than go through a blow by blow. I think it worked quite well last time and it keeps the videos a little bit shorter, I think. Makes it a little bit easier to put up with me for a shorter period of time, apparently. First off, Tickford, 1 car. It's a 4-car team. 1. They just had 1 fast car. That was Waters, 2 wins, 2 poles, and second in the other ones. He beat Shane van Gisbergen for the overall on the weekend. His starts were amazing. Just a brilliant weekend. You nearly couldn't have got a better weekend from him. Really come of age. Let's hope that he can keep that up for the rest of the year because it's always good. Waters, he does, he's a fighter kind of thing. He will get involved and he will take it to Shane. We need a bit more of that. The other 3 cars though, nowhere. They're just, where were they for the weekend? Courtney even went as far as taking out his teammate and then took out Tim Slade as well, which obviously that's kind of the satellite 5th car as well. Great run for Jake there. Your brother takes you out of the last race. Courtney takes you out this time. As it was all happening as well, I was just thinking, how's Courtney going to blame this on everybody else? Has a bit of a... the interview after that with Garth Tander was amazing. Garth coming up and, I've got a bit of experience with teammates taking me out at Winton. Courtney wasn't really impressed with that one. As I kind of covered a bit before, WAU, Nick Percat, seems to be moving forward in the races, but qualifying. Ojeda out-qualified him twice. That shouldn't be happening. Percat was supposed to come in and do a better job than what Fullwood was doing, essentially, so that they had, 2 guns in the fight rather than, you could be Tickford and just have one gun in the fight as well. Why is he getting paid the big bucks when, yeah, Forward was bringing a budget and could be doing a better job? The middies money definitely does not compare to the NTI money, but still, you could have had Forward. And qualifying, 22nd, 16th and 27th. He was dead last for that third race. Now, the race results a lot better, but still not where they should be. 14th, 16th and 15th. In comparison, Mostert qualified 3rd, 4th and 10th was his worst. And then his race results were 4th, 5th and 11th. Race 3 was a bit of a shocker for Mostert and still a long way ahead of what Percat had done any weekend. As fans of this channel will know, I've always joked about Percat being my favourite driver. He isn't, but I have joked about it. I don't mind him. I'll put my hand up and say I don't mind him. But, you know, giving him a bit of a free pass, this is where it starts to get, you should be doing better. Team 18. Kind of looked like Pye was back on track, 6th in race 1. And then race 2 starts slowing down. I jokingly say, another power steering failure. Yeah, that's what it was. How can you have so many failures like that on one car? Is it something Pye's doing? Because it's not happening to the Winterbottom car. It's not happening to any of the other Triple Eight customer cars. I just don't... The thing that... from what we saw in the photos and whatever, the whole thing was rebuilt after the antics in Wanneroo. Why is it still happening? Dick Johnson Racing. Were they even there over the weekend? The best result for the weekend was Anton with a pair of 8ths. These guys are supposed to be challenging for the championship. Just, you know, Davison was 10th once. That was his best. Yeah. If you blinked, you would have missed them on the telecast all weekend. They just didn't even look like they were there. Erebus, if it wasn't for Brown's pit lane disaster on Saturday, probably wouldn't have even noticed them either. And their results actually weren't bad. They just kind of went unnoticed. Brown actually really kind of competitive. He was in that mid-top 10s all weekend. Brody seemed a long way off. Wasn't that bad. His worst result was only a 14th. He was just, you know, teetering right at the back of the top 10, those early teens all weekend, which with Brown being, you know, those mid kind of 10 positions, it just looked like Brody was struggling all weekend. I suppose it's a bit, you know, we've come to expect these guys to, they should probably be challenging more for podiums each weekend, which Brown actually was probably going to on Saturday until the pit lane shenanigans, and you just wondered how Barry Ryan was going to react because he didn't look very impressed. Speaking of going missing this weekend, let's not mention Matt Stone Racing or Premier Racing. Were they there? Now, at the start of the year, this is not something I thought I would be saying. Grove Racing, best team of the weekend. Their results speak for themselves. Reynolds, 3rd and 4th. Lee, 5th, 4th and 6th. Outstanding. I just have to wonder if Jaime was there, because realistically last year Jaime was doing as good as what Reynolds was. Just imagine what they could be doing as a team right now if, you know, people are going to say don't be so hard on Lee, look at the results on the weekend. Let's see if this is a flash in the pan one or whether he can consistently be up there with Dave Reynolds for the rest of the year as well, because if he continues like this, I'll put my hand up and say, I was wrong at the start of the year predicting that one. Speaking of Jaime though, much like Waters, 4-car team, 1 car turns up. Granted, it's a bit more expected for Brad Jones Racing to have 3 stragglers, but I see a lot of comments about them. Oh, you should just focus on 2. Why not? Just turn up with 1 car. The other 3 just seem to be a waste at the moment. And finally, Shane van Gisbergen. just going out there and doing Shane Van Gisbergen stuff. Yeah, he was either first or second in all qualifying and all races over the weekend. He is now leading the championship by 281 points from Anton De Pasquale, who, yeah, didn't kind of show up for the weekend. So hopefully Anton can kind of get back in the race a bit. Waters is in third place, 333 points behind. So what we normally say is if you're a weekend of points, so 300 points away from the championship lead, you're essentially out of the running, because Shane could take a weekend off and still be in the lead of the championship. The only one who could pass him if he did decide to take a weekend off would be Anton, and going off this weekend, that's not going to happen. So yeah, Shane just, once again, seems to be in a different league. Thank God Waters could take the fight to him. Hopefully that can continue. I can't see him, over chipping away that lead now in the championship unless something drastic happened to Shane one round. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for Waters burnouts. They were spectacular on the weekend. They were right up there with Shane Van Gisbergen's burnouts. So yeah, Shane might have to step up the next time he has a win. That's it for this week. Don't forget to check out Backseat Drivers, Thursday night live stream. This week we'll be covering off the Spanish Grand Prix, Indy 500 qualifying, and also trying to preview the Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500. So a lot to cover in a strict 1 hour time limit. So don't miss out on that if you want to hear some guys talk crap about some open wheel racing really on Thursday night. So yeah, if you've got nothing better to do and you want something to put you to sleep, have we got the show for you? Down in the comments, let me know what you think of the racing over the weekend, and if I forgot to cover off anything in this shortened kind of format, though I'm not sure if it's really going to be a lot shorter. But until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.